In the beginning and Pandora's box. At the very beginning, the gods ruled over an empty world, from their home on Mount Olympus, where they lived in halls of sunlight and cloud. They looked out over the oceans and islands, woodlands and hills, but nothing moved in the landscape because there were no animals or birds or people. Zeus, king of the gods, gave Prometheus and his brother Epimetheus the task of making living creatures, and he sent them down to live on the earth. Epimetheus made turtles and gave them shells. He made horses and gave them tails and manes. He made ant-eaters and gave them long noses and longer tongues. He made birds and gave them the gift of flight. But although Epimetheus was a wonderful craftsman, he was not nearly as clever as his brother. So Prometheus watched over his brother's work, and when all the animals and birds and insects and fishes were made, it was Prometheus who made the very last creature of all. He took soil and mixed it into mud, and out of that he moulded first man. I'll make him just like us gods, 2 legs, 2 arms, and upright, not crawling on all fours. All the other beasts spend their days looking at the ground, but man will look at the stars. And when he had finished, Prometheus was very proud of what he had made. But when it came to giving man a gift, there was nothing left to give. "Give him a tail," said Epimetheus. "But all tails are gone." "Give him a trunk," Epimetheus suggested. "But the elephant already had that." "Give him fur," said Epimetheus. But all the fur had been used up. Suddenly Prometheus explained, "I know what I'll give him." He climbed up to heaven, up as high as the fiery chariot of the sun, and from the rim of its bright wheel he stole one tiny sliver of fire. It was such a small flame that he was able to hide it inside a stalk of grass and hurry back to earth without any of the gods seeing what he was up to. But the secret could not be kept for long. Next time Zeus looked down from Mount Olympus, he saw something glimmering red and yellow under a column of grey smoke. "Prometheus, what have you done? You've given the secret of fire to those mudmen. Bad enough you make them look like gods. Now you go sharing our belongings with them. So you put your little mud people before us, do you? I'll make you sorry you ever made them. I'll make you sorry you were ever made yourself." And he tied Prometheus to a cliff and sent eagles to peck at him all day long. You or I would have died, but the gods can never die. Prometheus knew that the pain would never end, that the eagles would never stop, and that his chains would never break. A terrible hopelessness tore at his heart and hurt him more than the eagles could ever do. Zeus was just as angry with man for accepting the gift of fire, but you would never have thought so. He was busy making him another wonderful present. With the help of the other gods, he shaped first woman. Venus gave her beauty, Mercury gave her a clever tongue, Apollo taught her how to play sweet music, and finally Zeus draped a veil over her lovely head and named her Pandora. Then, with a grin on his face, he sent for Epimetheus, who was not quite clever enough to suspect a trick. "Here's a bride for you, Epimetheus, a reward for all your hard work, making the animals, and here's a wedding present for you both. But whatever you do, don't open it.